Good morning, everyone. I would not normally start a video with me all sweaty and nasty, and trust me, I'm pretty nasty. But I came up to the garden early this morning hoping I was going to beat the heat. I was wrong. It's already 100 degrees out here, and it's not even 10:30 yet. But I wanted to come up to the garden and replant some stuff. So this is where the green beans were. I ripped all those out this morning, weeded it out, and replanted 2 rows of green beans. So maybe we'll get some green beans this year. We haven't got any. Yes, I'm out of breath. I've been working my butt off already. And I just had to walk down to the house to get the camera. Because I also wanted to start some potatoes. Now, we grew a ton of potatoes in the spring. Well, I made French fries with them and to put in the freezer, and Mikey got addicted to the French fries. So we definitely don't have enough to last a year, so I was going to try to grow some potatoes this fall to replenish what we've already gone through. So in order to do that, I figured it was time to pull up the sweet potatoes to make room for the regular potatoes. So I wasn't gonna bring the camera along or anything, because I was just gonna pull up one bed of sweet potatoes, which is this one here, and then I have that bed of sweet potatoes, and I was just gonna pull up this one because I don't remember when I planted them, so I didn't know how big they were gonna be. Well, we started harvesting them, and this is what we found.
I can hear.
Oh, hang on, Eddie just found some more. We haven't actually harvested all this bed, we just started. We'll pull it out already.
I'm trying.
Now, we had a pouring rain last night, so this dirt is pretty wet. That's a long one.
Yikes. This is a double whammy. Triple whammy. Okay, I think that's all of them in that group.
Okay, so those are pretty big sweet potatoes, but let me show you what else we found. This thing right here is massive. It's probably, let's see if I can get it. It's almost as long as my lower arm. That thing is huge. It's got to be at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds. And then we got this huge one here. Look at that. And then this is a really funky one. Check that out. It looks like a butt with 2 legs on it. So, because these sweet potatoes are so large, I decided we're going to go ahead and pull up the other bed also, because honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with a sweet potato this big. I mean, obviously I'm going to cook it, but we couldn't eat all that at once, so I'll have to cut it into pieces and then hope that the rest of it doesn't go bad before we use it. So I want to get all the sweet potatoes pulled up, and then I will replant some regular potatoes. But the first thing we're going to do is pull all those vines out.
Harvest that bed first.
No, let's get rid of all the vines, and then I can work on one bed and you can work on one bed.
I'm gonna go get a towel or something. I got to put mine in my eyes and I can't see.
Alright, I'll set the camera right here. And we'll start pulling up vines. I know that if you Google it, or if you ask anybody, they'll tell you to wait till the vines die back. The problem here, or the problem, what I think would be a problem, is that our first frost isn't until November 21st. And these would probably grow right up until November 21st. By that time, these sweet potatoes should be 10 pounds a piece. And as fun as that would be, it's really not practical for us. Mikey doesn't like sweet potatoes, so it's just me, Eddie, and Ocean. And I don't need a whole bunch of 10-pound potatoes. I love pulling root crops because you never know what you're going to get. It's a surprise every time. Let's see if we can find any potato in this bed. I didn't get all the vines out yet, but it's hot out here. Alright, let's see if we can find a potato in here. Here's one. It's a little bitty one. You can start over there. This bed is a lot drier than the other one, so that could be why these potatoes aren't going to produce as well. Hope I find one in here. Wowie, it is so hot. Oh, I feel a potato. Ah, it's just an itty bitty one. What are the red ones? The red ones must be the Beauregard, I think. I had it written on the post, but it washed off with all the rain we've had. Man, this isn't looking good. Oh, there's another one. Maybe these are just naturally smaller. I've only found 3 small potatoes so far. I'm not finding anything in here. I know there's got to be some in here. Either that or this kind of sweet potato isn't one I want to regrow. So far all I've got is these 3 little ones. This is going to take us a little bit because it's super hot. I'm super pooped already. So I'll bring you back when we've got both beds harvested, and we'll compare the 2 beds. These were grown at the same time, exact same number of plants. So we'll compare them once we get them all up, and I'll bring you back then. So it's 11 o'clock, and we took a break from harvesting those potatoes because We are both drenched in sweat. It says it's 90 degrees out and feels like 105. Personally, I think it feels like 110, especially up there in the sun. So we've decided to pause on harvesting those sweet potatoes, and we'll get back to it tonight when it cools down, even if I have to bring a flashlight up there. It is just way too hot. And I don't know if it's just me, but oh my gosh, like I just have sweat pouring off me. My shirt is drenched, my pants, my shorts are drenched. And yeah, so instead of working in the sun, I'm gonna sit on the mower and get some mowing done, because every time I want to mow, it rains, and it's gonna rain again this afternoon. So I need to get this mowing done. The grass is about 4 feet tall. So I'm gonna do that, and that way at least I'm not working hard, I'm just sitting on my butt. And we'll go back to harvesting those sweet potatoes tonight, and after we get them all harvested, I will show you what we got. And yeah. So I'll see you guys tonight. Well, it's the next day because I went up and I went out and I was mowing. I spent 4.5 hours mowing, got a sunburn, but I didn't finish. But now the mower won't start, so Eddie's working on that so that I can finish. But we did finish going through those sweet potato beds and pulling everything out, and I found out that I messed up. Let me show you what I got first. So these right here are Beauregard sweet potatoes. These are Murasaki sweet potatoes. So as you can see, we didn't get anything. That was the same number of plants planted at the exact same time. So I did my research after the fact. Well, here's the thing, is I couldn't remember which bed had which, so it wasn't gonna make any difference. But when I found out that we didn't have any sweet potatoes in the second bed, I looked it up, and Murasakis take at least a month longer than Beauregards. Now, to me, I should have had some potatoes in there, because some of these Beauregards are massive. I mean, that's pretty heavy. So if I'm getting sweet potatoes like this out of the Beauregards, but then I'm getting this out of the Murasaki, which this here is a normal size sweet potato, I would much rather have 100 of these than 20 of these great big ones. But here's the thing, every time we plant something, I can never remember what I planted or where I planted it, which one is which, because I do different varieties trying stuff out. So even if I had known that Murasakis take longer, I wouldn't have remembered which bed the Murasakis were in order to let them grow longer. I mean, I guess I could have figured that out when I dug up the big ones, the Beauregards. I could have said, okay, well, these are the Beauregards because they're huge, so let's leave the other ones. But that's not what I want. I want sweet potatoes that are all done at the same time, and I can just go up there and harvest them all and be done with it. I don't want to have to harvest one bed and then wait a month or two and harvest another bed. I just want to get them all harvested and be done with it. So I need to remember next year to either plant only one kind or not plant Murasakis. I think I'm just going to plant all of the same kind, because we do like the Beauregard sweet potatoes. I don't like the fact that they're huge, but we do like them and we eat them, no problem. So I think I'm just going to stick with the Beauregards and maybe I don't know, harvest them sooner. I'm pretty sure they were only in the beds for about 100 days. So I'm gonna throw one on my kitchen scale. We're on pounds and ounces. I'm gonna throw one on one of these big ones on the kitchen scale and see what it weighs. So it is zeroed out. That is 3 pounds, 1.5 ounces. And since there's only 3 of us that like sweet potatoes, as I was saying, I really hope, and we don't eat sweet potatoes every night, so I hope when I cut off a chunk to cook, the rest of it will stay good long enough that we can use the rest of it. I don't know why they got so big. If you guys know, let me know, because I know I planted them sometime in April. It was probably about the middle of April. So that would have been May, June, July. That was 3.5 months. So probably about 105 days that they were in the ground. So I really don't know why they got so big, other than the fact that we've had a downpour every single day for over a month. So if I need to not water them and not let them get so much rain, then I can cover the bed, I guess, and let them dry out. But if you guys know what makes them get so big, then let me know. Or if you know of a better variety that will give me a lot of smaller potatoes, let me know that. Because like I said, I would much rather have 100 sweet potatoes about this size than to have those huge ones. So let me know what you guys know, and then I will know, and maybe next year we can do better. But I did replant some of the red northern potatoes. I did that this morning. Those will be done way before our first frost. This is if they grow. This is August 3rd, so August, September, and October would be 90 days. They'll be done before our first frost, if they grow. I did manage to grow some last year in the fall, so I don't see why they wouldn't, but we'll see. So all right guys, I made a whole bunch of pear jam this morning, lots of it. So I need to get these labeled and put in the walk-in cooler. I've got a tub of tomatoes and green peppers I need to take care of. I've got a bunch of eggs I need to wash and put away. So I have a busy morning today, and I will see you guys next time.